Today's edition of the Nutgraf, published on 17th May 2025, is titled AI Becomes Build It and They Will Ask You to Go. Companies are starting to get rid of the humans who built the machines that will now replace them. I suppose the most important and consequential event of the previous week happened not in India but thousands of miles away in Redmond, Seattle. Here's a story from Bloomberg titled Microsoft Layoffs Hit Coders Hardest with AI Costs on the Rise. Microsoft's recent announced job cuts fell hardest on the people who built the company's products, showing that even software engineers are at the risk in the age of artificial intelligence. In Microsoft's home state of Washington, software engineering was by far the largest single job category to receive layoff notices, making up more than 40% of the roughly 2,000 positions cut, according to state documents reviewed by Bloomberg. Microsoft on Tuesday said that it would cut about 6,000 workers across the company. The Washington state data represents about a third of the total. As Microsoft and its rivals make steep investments in AI, they are scrutinizing costs and reprioritizing budgets. In recent weeks, Microsoft executives have pledged to keep a lid on spending amid huge investments in data center construction. At the same time, AI-powered tools capable of writing or analyzing code are automating elements of software development previously done by engineers typing away on keyboards. At Microsoft, as many as 30% of some projects' code is now written by AI, Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella said in April. End quote. Job cuts in tech happen all the time, but this one feels different. Microsoft didn't just get rid of its employees for the usual reasons, which is stuff like poor performance, macroeconomic conditions, or lower than expected earnings. In fact, Microsoft's share prices jumped by nearly 10% a couple of weeks back when it announced its earnings, which turned out to be better than expected. As of today, Microsoft's share prices are trading at close to its all-time high. If you wanted to, you could easily make the case that Microsoft, the most valuable company in the world, is at its most powerful and dominant position in its history. And at that point, what did Microsoft do? It eliminated human roles to focus on investing in machines instead. And the humans it got rid of weren't people who had been stuck in middle management, but those who had built the machines in the first place. For the last several months, I've generally refrained from writing much about AI, partly because it was hard to tell the difference between what was actually happening and what tech companies claimed was happening. Tech people have been hyping new technology cycles as radically disruptive things for a long time, and I have learned that it is best to just chill and wait a bit. I have worked inside tech companies, building products while constantly hearing technologists claim that the next big thing was blockchain or big data, the Internet of Things, Elon Musk, virtual reality, and many more. Some of these things catch on, but more slowly than expected. Others fade away entirely, and a few dabble in ketamine and try to mess with the government. Broadly, though, everyone gets time to adjust and reorient themselves to a new reality that creeps in slowly. However, in the past few months, I'm starting to believe that AI is fundamentally different. And it's not clear to me why that's a good thing. In all my interactions with tech founders in India, the thinking about AI is essentially the following. 1. AI must be adopted. Unless you reskill yourself to wholeheartedly and openly embrace it, you will be left behind. 2. AI won't replace you. Instead, it will augment you. It will make everyone 10x better and more productive by taking away mundane tasks. 3. AI will help make everyone and anyone into a startup founder and entrepreneur. Imagine a world where anyone can code, build, create, and ship products. I understand the merit of these arguments, but what's most striking is the uniformity of thought behind them. Forget disagreeing with any of these. I can't think of a single prominent founder, CEO, or tech entrepreneur who even offers an interesting nuance that builds on top of these ideas. AI hasn't just drained the depth from our art, writing, and code, it's flattened the way we think about AI itself. There are several reasons why India's smartest technologists have accepted these things as doctrine. Part of it is because we have constantly been told, mostly by Silicon Valley technologists who want to sell a constantly evolving stream of products and services, that technological change is inevitable and that any effort to question or interrogate the nature of the change is an exercise in futility or even worse, irrelevance. When I've tried to have this conversation, the response I usually get is a version of, what are we supposed to do? Ignore the fact that AI exists? Technologists have successfully framed AI's ultimate dichotomy: either adopt and submit to it fully or die, as if those two are the only options in front of everybody. I guess being non-conformist in technology also extracts a social price. It takes a brave person to say that Sam Altman isn't a visionary but a sophisticated swindler, or that OpenAI isn't a technological marvel but an orchestrated theft of the world's collective intellectual property, or that eventually, no matter how you look at it, there is no future where AI will make humanity better off as a whole. I have constantly tried to envision this futuristic state where AI gets mass adoption, which also makes everyone better off than they are today. How exactly will this pan out? The arguments I'm presented are those of past technological cycles: the Industrial Revolution, computers replacing typewriters, the Information Revolution, and smartphones. All of these were tremendously disruptive, and yet, as a whole, humans adjusted, learnt new skills, and got more prosperous. This is true, but that's no reason to believe that this will always be true. And more importantly, there's even less reason to believe that this will be true for India. My somewhat alarmist and pessimistic view is that AI, if it continues to scale at current adoption, will result in huge social and economic upheaval in India. It's hard to see who will really benefit from AI becoming mainstream. Not India's IT giants who built their empires on the back of the country's software developers, who are cheaper than their Western counterparts for now, but will soon be pricier than GPUs. India's BPO industry employs about 4 million people. How long will it take for OpenAI, Microsoft, and others like them to displace them with data centers? For the last 10 years, Indian SaaS companies outcompeted global peers on product and pricing. But if AI agents but if AI agents make it easy for anyone anywhere in the world to create a better hyper personalized CRM, then what advantage do Indian companies have left? India's biggest and most successful product and tech companies are in the business of delivering food, groceries, cabs, or consumer products. How will AI make them stronger or better? We already get practically anything we want at our doorstep in less than 10 minutes. Is AI going to make this faster? Cheaper? Once you go beyond the obvious, these questions about AI make things much more dire. What exactly is this new AI powered future where many more millions of Indians have jobs, lives, and money? What are they doing that the machines can't do? In a world where the average person becomes 10x better due to AI, what do the other 9 do? I try to imagine this world where all of these people have much more income driven by increased economic activity, and I cannot picture what that looks like. It feels like a fantasy. For decades, tech companies have monetized everything that humans have. Just examine where you spend your money on every month and observe the share that tech companies have on your wallet. This used to be much smaller. Retail, commerce, finance, entertainment, communication, and now even attention. All of these have been squeezed dry. The final thing left is knowledge and the act of learning itself. The layoffs at Microsoft are a consequence of this last act of monetization. If you build machines that contain knowledge and can learn, then you don't really need a lot of humans anymore. People like to say that AI will free up humans to do more meaningful work, but are also quite vague about what exactly that work is and how many of us will be actually doing them. As India's tech founders keep following the footsteps of Silicon Valley, sharing all the exciting ways AI will and is currently transforming their companies, I hope some of them also take the time to explain how the unique strengths of being human can continue to drive India's growth and resilience going forward. This is Praveen Gopal Krishnan, and you can find the full edition of this newsletter on our website at theken.com/the Nutgraf. I'll be back again next week with another edition. The sound and production for this episode has been done by Rajiv CN.